Good morning, everyone. It is Christmas morning this morning. Some pretty nice blue skies. Only about upper 30s this morning. And I'm feeling the day's getting longer already. Feels good. And just on my way. Give you a little update of what's going on around here. Been a while. Now that's my worm bin. I'll be back in a minute to feed the worms. I'll show you how they're doing. And I had a good friend of mine give me 4 rolls of grass hay that they didn't want. And I'm in desperate need of dirt in the garden, of course. Not much dirt around here. So I started laying out a foot to 14, maybe 16 inches deep, all out through that garden. And the chickens have been on it, eating the seeds, getting bugs. They really enjoy it. Trying to mat it down a little bit, keep some of the weeds from coming back up again. The grasses I might get should be easy enough dealt with the chickens, and just pulling by hand because they'll just be in the top layer. Okay. And I've already let the turkeys and chickens out this morning. They've been eating. I'll show you a little clip of their play so far. This is my barn that I've been building over the winter of last year. Started last year, and it's doing pretty good. I've got the chicken pen that I've enclosed over here where I can really secure them in here now. Come through here. And this is my chicken coop. They huddle in here pretty good. And then I've got my, excuse the sun there for a minute. And this is my egg box. Nothing yet, of course, but there's my egg box on the outside. Makes it pretty easy to get. And then I have got, well, I've enclosed all of this. Of course, they're locked up at night anyway, but better to keep everything out to start with. And on this end, I put in a turkey enclosure. And we have the breeding trio now. Got their rests over there. This is their nest boxes when they get ready to start nesting in the spring. And these kind of turkeys have an average of 60 eggs approximately a year through spring and summer. So that's quite a few. I didn't think we were going to get quite that many, but that's quite a few. And of course the barn, I put the split doors in. And I still got some work to do, but it's working pretty well. Quite a bit of storage for right now. And got a big double door back here. Not a double door, but twice the size door. Eventually going to have a ramp coming up out here and take us into the pasture back here. Always doing something, building the fences out there right now, trying to get this area back here fenced in before the turkeys start laying in the spring, because when the chickens are with the turkeys I want to keep them separate. And right now I can't let the turkey coop stay open because the chickens all get in there and rough it all up and crud everywhere. So the turkeys need to be able to come in and out by themselves. So they'll have a different pasture in the back that is along with the goats this spring. And we're in my rabbitry right now. And that's a feisty one there. Wants to get out when he gets a chance, or her rather. Here's another female over here. She's a pretty one. And I made these. They're a little bit bigger, but I like giving my rabbits a little more room than just a normal hutch. Makes for happier rabbits, I think. Gives them a little more room, especially when they start having babies. This is my buck right here. His name is Taco. He's a pretty one. I just fed them some lettuce. They love that lettuce. They get food all the time. My wife brings home different food from where she works. Lettuces, tomatoes, things like that. So we get all kinds of stuff to add. And I'll take you for a quick walk up to the worms here. I had this old freezer sitting on the property when we bought it. Didn't work anymore. So I made a worm bin out of it because we desperately need worm castings, and we have red worms. And I went ahead and drilled numerous holes in it along the top edges. Before you go and doing that, you want to not go into a Freon line or something if you have that. And because there's Freon lines in there too. And in the winter, I keep the lids closed. But in the summer, I go ahead and leave it cracked open because it just gets too hot in there. And they try to escape. Just too warm. But when I pull all this back, you can see the potato peels I've got in there. And there's about 8 inches so far of actual compost. I've used it, the worm casting rather, and I've used it a couple different times in the garden last year, so I've been using it up. And I pull that straw back, throw in some new food for them, and eventually this thing will get full. It'll take a couple years, but those worms move fast, and I'll be able to harvest a lot of worm castings out of here in a few years. Good use for this freezer. Actually perfect use for this old freezer. Alrighty, I'm going to come back in just a few and kind of show you the fence line I'm putting in down here for the turkeys and goats by springtime. Alright.